This might be Bungie's worst example of recycled content ever in the history of Destiny, and we'll get to exactly why this is so bad in just a moment. So if you log in for the seasonal story in Season of the Wish, you'll notice that you're put into old events, old activities, like the Blind Well, for example. Now, to be fair, some of the weapons are reissued with new perks and origin traits and stuff like that, but there is a decent amount of recycled content there, and some people do criticize Bungie for things like that, considering, you know, we get a new season, we're kind of expecting some new stuff, but I feel like a lot of us have just kind of accepted the Stockholm Syndrome of recycled content in Destiny 2 to a certain degree, right? We expect there to be a lot of reissued and reused assets, and if you have continued to play Destiny 2 over the last 6 years, it's kind of just a part of the culture of playing this game to some degree. I mean, it's not, we don't want to push it too far here, but Bungie may have very well pushed it too far today specifically. I'm talking about the seasonal story that we did today. There was a mission in here that is literally a copy and pasted Forsaken mission just put into the seasonal story. Nothing was changed about it at all. Every single thing from start to finish was exactly the way it works in the Forsaken mission that is currently in the game right now. Like, this mission already exists in the game. You can see the gameplay behind me here. You probably remember doing this from the Forsaken campaign. This didn't change at all when they copy and pasted this and put it into the seasonal story, and a lot of people in the Destiny community are upset because this kind of pushes the new boundaries of recycled content in Destiny 2. It's one thing to reissue things, maybe change the perks on some weapons, maybe you change a seasonal story, or you go to the same area but you fight a new boss, or just any sort of variant at all, like different enemy types you fight. But when you literally have the exact Forsaken mission copy and pasted in the seasonal story that we all just paid $12 for, that's when people get upset in Destiny 2, because that's just too far. I mean, that's basically just having you pay for the content that you've already paid for twice for really no reason. I shared this clip on Twitter which reads, "The seasonal story this week is literally a Forsaken mission that is still in the game, just copy and paste and resold us for $12. I'll read through some of the replies here. We've got one person said, "Yeah, I just finished this part and was left speechless." Next person says, "They have zero shame at this point. Honestly, the pushback for Final Shape must mean fresh content and a stop to this recycled, or I'm asking too much." The next part is, "They reused everything from Forsaken." To be fair, they kind of did reuse a lot of stuff from Forsaken. I can kind of see that. I mean, if we're talking about the Dreaming City as the social space, the Blind Well being reused, the problem is that everything before this moment right here was, like, things were mixed up a little bit, you know? It was kind of like that meme, like, you know, copy your homework but mix it up, but change it up just a little bit. But then the problem was is that they didn't change it up at all. They just copied the homework word for word, and that's the problem that we have right now. The next comment reads, "Where are they ever allocating resources? So confusing with how many people they have working on the game." Someone says, "This game, bro," dead emoji. And then another comment says, "Wow." The next person says, "Catch Crash seasonal activity was the same thing other than the deck of the ship they added. All other rooms from one of campaigns. They keep using the same assets constantly. No wonder they fired so many. Don't need that many for copy and paste." Okay, that's... he said it, not me. Next person says, "Lucky my dude, stop acting like you're outraged." I mean, at this point in time, I'm not particularly like outraged and mad. I'm just pointing out something that is obviously just too far. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just pointing out things that need to be pointed out, which is that obviously copy and pasting a Forsaken story mission into the new seasonal story and charging people money for it is ridiculous. The next comment says, "I can't wait for Sony to take over." Yikes. The next comment says, "I know this is bait, but WTF do you mean sold it to us for $12? You didn't pay $12 for one mission anymore. You paid $12 for one reskinned weapon. You paid for the entire season, which includes a collection of mission, story, loot, lore. You're becoming just troll, my man." No, the point is that we paid $12 for the season, and we're getting recycled content to a level that's just, we're pushing the boundaries of recycled content. Like, how far can we push the recycling of content? So obviously I didn't pay $12 for this one seasonal story mission alone, of course. The whole point is that I paid $12 for the season, and when you pay $12 for something, you evaluate it in its entirety. Obviously there's a lot more to the season than just that, but it's important to just point out that this is paid content versus free content. That's the point that I was trying to make with the $12 comment. That's paid content, and yet we're paying for something that we've already paid for, and it's being reused in a way that we've never seen Bungie push the boundaries before. They're pushing the boundaries further than we've ever seen, and a lot of people are upset about this. Let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments. What are your thoughts about this? And if you enjoyed the video, click on the screen here to watch another one from the channel. See you in the next one. And if you're feeling thirsty out there, make sure to use code LUCKY10P to save some money on G Fuel. Also, make sure you're following me on Twitch and Kick. I go live all the time playing Destiny 2. Lastly, make sure you're following me on X, Instagram, and TikTok, where I deliver Destiny 2 news to you daily. I appreciate all the followers out there.